Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I hope that this video finds you well. James O'Keefe is on a roll. He is exposing the deep state. He is exposing the traitors. He is exposing the Trump backstabbers, the people that are loyal and smile to your face and say they are MAGA. They want the Epstein list to be public, but in reality, behind the scenes, they are fighting and working hard to destroy those Epstein files. And we are going to cover that on this show. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, New York Attorney General Letitia James has officially been served with a grand jury subpoena. On top of that, Tom Homan is not playing games. Tom Homan this morning has arrested a mayor, a Democrat mayor on the East Coast, and several Democrat congresspeople for getting in the way of ICE agents and stopping ICE agents from deporting and arresting illegal aliens. You heard that right. Tom Homan is arresting Democrat mayors and congresspeople for getting in the way of ICE doing their jobs. As soon as you're in, ladies and gentlemen, smash that thumbs up. Subscribe, leave me a comment. Where are you tuning in from? And before we continue, ladies and gentlemen, today's sponsor is VERITY Metals. I don't know if you've seen the price of gold lately, but it's on the uppity up. And this is just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. VERITY Metals are patriots, Trump supporters, and they love the patriot community so much that they will give you free silver on your next qualifying order when you mention that Vlad sent you. They do IRAs, 401ks, cash retirement plans. You can get a single coin. You can get $1 million worth of coins. They do everything. Call or text 480-717-9081. Tell them Vlad sent you. Links are down below in the description. Let's continue. First things first, I want to show you this. I want to cover Letitia James, her indictment first, and then the Tom Homan arrests, and then we're going to get to James O'Keefe and the people that are covering up the Epstein files. This is this morning from Newsmax.
Reach out yesterday to Letitia James's spokesperson, and when these allegations first came to light, they did provide a prompt response alleging there was a weaponization of the justice system, some type of political payback. This time, though, her spokesperson has not responded to our requests for a comment. Back to you.
Well, we'll wait for that. Lon Austin, thank you for joining us live there. We do appreciate that. I want to bring in now Amy Robbins. She is here with us on the set. She is the host of the Amy Robbins Show. Amy, good to see you on set. How are you?
Great.
That's it for that. As you see, New York Attorney General Letitia James has officially been served by a grand jury subpoena. This is absolutely amazing. Here's a video. It says breaking. Democrat Representative Robert Mendez just admitted on MSNBC that every lawmaker present used physical violence against federal law enforcement. Now, let me take you right here. I want to show you that video of them actually. So, this is Mayor Ras Baraka was arrested at the Delaney Hall ICE Detention Center after an argument with agents. Members of Congress here for a scheduled visit were shoved after trying to include Baraka in conversation after he gained entry through the gate. So, Democrat mayor and Democrat congresspeople rushed. They broke into a detention center. They rushed the gates and illegally entered. Just like the illegal immigrants that they're trying to rescue rushed and broke into this country illegally. Now Democrat lawmakers are illegally rushing and breaking into detention centers. Well, now they're going to prison.
Get off of her! Get off of her! You cannot push it! You cannot Congress! You cannot Congress!
This is peaceful. You are fascist.
You are fascist!
So this is them rushing the gate, pushing police, pushing ICE agents. Look at them. They If only Democrats would fight for American children like that. If only Democrats would fight for American workers like that. If only Democrats would fight for America like that. I've never seen Democrats fight harder or more persistent than anything else than they fight for illegal aliens. And this is a video of the federal ICE agents and FBI agents perp walking the Democrat mayor in handcuffs.
Put your hands on me.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. These Democrats are wild. Now, let's go to the James O'Keefe. OMG Media, Attorney General Pam Bondi was covertly recorded revealing previously undisclosed information about Epstein. Let's watch this clip.
Yesterday, Attorney General of the United States Pam Bondi was at the White House and disclosed what she represented as brand new information in relation to Jeffrey Epstein, the existence of tens of thousands of videos featuring little children.
There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
Now, this is the first time an official has publicly acknowledged that videos of Epstein and his victims exist. What you may not know is just 9 days prior, the Attorney General had a very similar conversation with a total stranger in a restaurant.
Do you know when the Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon. The FBI has been.
Okay.
So
Hear that?
dates.
no, you know what it is? There are tens and thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So they have to go through every one.
In the past, officials have spoken about the, quote, mountain of evidence in the Epstein case, but they've never, previous to that moment, acknowledged on the existence of videos of, quote, little kids. Just a few days later, at 2 p.m. on May 1st, our reporter sent the AG's office the text of the recording. We asked why this detail had not been disclosed to the public, but was instead being told to a random stranger at a restaurant. The Attorney General used almost the exact same language as she did with the stranger in the restaurant, language that we shared with her press office.
There are tens and thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids.
There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
Now, we hesitated to publish this story, but believe, like we did yesterday, that the public has a right to know. And this one raises serious questions. On one hand, why did our country's highest law enforcement official share this information first, not with the American people, but with a self-described nanny at brunch? But more importantly, why was this information held back in the first place? Does this show that a government apparatus is still working behind the scenes to protect powerful people involved in the scandal? Based upon the response to our Epstein story yesterday, it's clear that the American people want answers, and they want accountability.
So she was an undercover video. Pam Bondi is sitting there and saying to this person that she doesn't even know, says, oh, there's all these thousands of videotapes of children being, bad stuff is happening to them. And we never knew that. That is the first time she ever said anything, and she said it on undercover camera. Then James O'Keefe sends an email to Attorney General, says, hey, I got you on undercover camera admitting that there's all this video that the public never heard about. What is that? What's going on? And then the very next morning, for the first time ever, Attorney General Pam Bondi stands in front of all the cameras and says, there's all this footage we're going through. But I covered this a little bit. Here, I need to move this so I can type. I covered this a little bit on the other day. And I wanna show you guys this again. We're going to Twitter. This video right here. Is this it? No, hold on. Let me show you this video. Tell me what you think. So for the last 4 years, our FBI director, Kash Patel, between Trump's first and second presidency, he went around every podcast we could imagine. He went on every show. He went everywhere. And he said, Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. Jeffrey Epstein, somebody went in there and unalived him. It makes no sense. As soon as I'm FBI director, I'm going to release the black book on day one. Do you remember one of the most famous things Kash Patel used to say? If I ever become FBI director, on day one, I am going to shut down the Hoover building. And on day two, I'm going to open it up as the Museum of the Deep State. Day one was dozens of days ago, Mr. I love Kash Patel. I love Attorney General Pam Bondi. But when it comes to the Epstein list, I don't trust them at all. Because Kash Patel told us over 24 times in the last 4 years that Epstein did not unalive himself. Listen to what he just said yesterday morning.
Epstein hang himself, or did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself, or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention
Center.
What?
What? You told us, Mr. Kash. You told us over 24 times in the last 3.5 years that you believed, and that when you become the director, you're going to release all the information so that we know what you already knew, because you were Trump's, you worked for the Department of Defense under Trump's first administration. And you told us that you saw the black book already. You know everything. But listen to now, excuse me, Senator Kennedy is going to ask him, so when are we going to get the list? Listen to his excuse.
Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
When do you think you'll have it done, Kash?
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
Senator, we've been working on that, and we're doing it in a way that protects victims and also doesn't put out into the ether information that is irrelevant.
So there's stuff within the Epstein files that is information that you don't want that is irrelevant, and you don't want to put it into the, oh my goodness. Have you ever heard in your life Kash Patel stutter and stumble over his words like that? Kash Patel is a very well-spoken person. As a communicator, he's top of the top. Have you ever heard him before, ever, stumble over his words? Go, anything? Never. He's a great speaker. He's a great communicator. He knows how to get a thought across. He knows how to get a sentence across. But there, he sounded like Joe Biden. There's information we don't want to put out into the Ethernet that is, that doesn't matter. Everything in those Epstein files matters. There's nothing in there that the public does not want to know. We want everything. On top of that, if you are so worried about the victims, just redact the names of the victims. That's all you have to do. But do you want to know what I will bet everything I own and love, I will put it on the line for this, that the victims of Epstein, the victims, are more pissed off that not a single pervert is in prison besides Maxwell. None of the clients, none of the politicians, none of the bankers, no one from Hollywood. That the victims are more pissed off that nobody's in prison. The victims are more pissed off that you haven't released anything. And 2 Epstein victims unalived themselves in the last 30 days. Do you guys know that there are 2 Epstein victims who unalived themselves in the last 30 days? I bet you the victims care more about the truth than hiding their identity. If you care about hiding their identity, just redact the names. It takes an hour to do that. Don't release the videos. Release the client list. Release the black book that you promised us. I want to watch this video again. Now, keep in mind everything I just said. For 3.5 years, over 24 times, he told us Epstein did not kill himself. Number one. Number two, listen to how he stutters over his words. He doesn't like talking about Epstein. And listen to what I just said about all the excuses about why they're not releasing the Epstein files, and tell me if this is the same Kash that you knew. Tell me in the comments if this is the same Kash that you remember. If this is the same Kash we were excited about becoming our FBI director.
Did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
When do you think you'll have it done, Kash?
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
Senator, we are
so fun.
We've been working on that, and we're doing it in a way that protects victims and also doesn't put out into the ether information that is irrelevant for production of the public, such as CSAM.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So here's what do you guys genuinely think? What do you guys think? And this thought just came to me. Do you remember when Trump nominated Matt Gaetz to be his attorney general? Do you remember the war, the chaos that arose from the swamp to make sure that Matt Gaetz never becomes attorney general? All hell woke up. Every political demon declared war. There was no way Trump would ever get Matt Gaetz past the finish line to actually have him be sworn in as attorney general. Now, with Kash Patel, we saw pushback, but nothing close like attorney general Matt Gaetz. We saw a little pushback with Pam Bondi, but nothing close to what we saw with Matt Gaetz. You know what that tells me? The people that are worried about truth coming out knew you never, ever let Matt Gaetz get anywhere close or near those files. But when it comes to Pam and Bondi, cool. The fact that the swamp allowed Pam Bondi and Kash Patel go past the finish line, I have a lot of, pew, 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 red lights. When it was Matt Gaetz, even the Republicans said no. By the way, before I wrap this up, I do have a good story. There is something good. You probably saw this. Here's the video. This is acting DC U.S. Attorney Ed Martin. He was doing a show on Newsmax, and a rabid leftist just spit on him. Watch.
So we need to get really focused.
Who the fuck are you? You are Martin.
How you doing? Whoa.
And just spits on him. Says,
Martin.
Look,
Really
he cusses, screams, and then says, "You are Ed Martin," and spits.
Focused.
Who the fuck are you? You are Martin.
How you doing? Whoa.
Now, by the way, my chat here is freezing up a little bit, but I see you guys their phone. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, now this lady was actually identified and arrested. Breaking news. Trump Associate Deputy Attorney General Ed Martin just confirmed to me that the The feral leftist woman who spit on him live during Newsmax interview has been arrested. Boom. I don't know what's going on, but my screen there is just freezing up on me. I see the chats here. Oh, what's going on, StreamYard? You charge me monthly money to freeze up? But to wrap this all up, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we need more people like James O'Keefe, who are truth speakers. And he said, when he's done, this is a multi-series, story that he's breaking. He said, by the time he's done, there are people within the Trump administration, they will go to prison. And let me finish with what he said. He actually said, and if they don't go to prison, if people don't go to prison, then he said he's going to investigate Trump. Those are the words of James O'Keefe. He actually said that. He said by the time he's done releasing this multi-series investigation, people will go to prison. But if they don't, he said, I'm going to go and investigate Trump and like Trump's closest circles. We'll see. So we'll see what happens. But ladies and gentlemen, we keep speaking truth to power. Keep praying for our nation. That's right. Trump did nothing wrong. I just quoted what James O'Keefe said. Man, we need a new attorney general, Kash Patel. Please. You got some time to redeem yourself, Kash. But right now you're doing everything to just kind of go the other way. I don't want a second first-term Trump presidency where he had Mike Pompeo and Mike Pence and all the other snakes. We want MAGA loyalists, America first. Tell the truth no matter the cost. Tell the truth no matter the price. Because we are fighting for our children's future. God bless you guys. Subscribe. I'll see you soon.